Chicago just shocked the football world. Trey Smith is now a Chicago Bear. That's right, the monster from Kansas City, the guard who has flattened defensive linemen on the biggest stage and walked away with 2 Super Bowl rings, is wearing navy and orange in this vision that feels so real it's shaking the entire NFC North. Soldier Field won't just echo with roars from fans this fall. It will tremble with the thud of bodies moved out of the way by one of the most powerful interior linemen in football. Welcome back to Bears News Fan Report, the channel where we bring you the news, the rumors, and the dreams that make this city roar. Hit that like button, smash subscribe, and jump into the comments, because what we're talking about today isn't just a rumor, it's the blueprint for how the Bears protect their future. Trey Smith isn't just an addition, he's a declaration. In Kansas City, he became the backbone of a dynasty, the young guard who stood shoulder to shoulder with stars like Creed Humphrey and Joe Thuney, and said to Patrick Mahomes, "Don't worry, we'll keep you safe." And they did. They kept the pocket clean, they opened rushing lanes, and they gave Mahomes the security to improvise, to create, to dominate. Now picture that same presence in Chicago, only this time the man he's protecting isn't Mahomes. It's Caleb Williams, the #1 pick, the new face of the franchise. The quarterback Bears fans have been waiting for their whole lives. That's what this rumor is about. Not just talent, not just money, it's about rewriting history. Think about how many times this team ignored the trenches. Jay Cutler crushed again and again behind shaky protection. Justin Fields, talented, elusive, was running for his life, making highlight scrambles instead of steady drives. And now, finally, the Bears have the talent under center to build around. You cannot fail him. You cannot let history repeat itself. Trey Smith is the antidote to that cycle. He's not just a blocker, he's a bodyguard, a protector, a tone setter. He's the kind of lineman who makes defenses quit in the fourth quarter because they're tired of being hit by a 330-pound freight train snap after snap. Imagine the games. Against Green Bay, the Packers line up Rashawn Gary on a stunt through the A-gap. Trey Smith doesn't blink. He plants his feet, drives his hands inside, and sends him back 3 yards. Caleb Williams has time, finds DJ Moore on a post, and the crowd explodes. Against Detroit, with Hutchinson crashing in, Trey pulls across the line and buries a linebacker to spring a 15-yard run that breaks the will of the Lions' defense. Against Minnesota, on a cold December afternoon, Cousins is watching from the sideline as the Bears' offensive line bleeds clock 5, 6, 7 yards at a time, while Trey Smith mauls defenders into the frozen turf. This isn't fantasy. This is what he does. This is why he was considered one of the steals of the draft, why Kansas City invested, and why Bears Nation is salivating at the thought of seeing him in navy and orange. But it's not just what happens. On the field, it's what happens in the locker room. Trey Smith brings championship DNA. He's young, but he's been to the top of the mountain. He knows what it takes to win in January. He knows what it takes to silence a hostile crowd on the road, to keep your quarterback upright when everything is on the line. For a young Bears team still building its identity, that matters. For a rookie quarterback stepping into the weight of Chicago expectation, that matters even more. Trey Smith is the kind of presence that makes everyone better. He elevates the line, he inspires the locker room, and he sets a tone that ripples through the entire franchise. Now, let's pause. Here's the catch, Bears Nation. As real as this feels, as vivid as this dream has become, Trey Smith in Chicago isn't reality. Not yet. Right now, he's a cornerstone in Kansas City, locked up on a big contract considered untouchable by a front office that values him as one of the foundations of their dynasty. This, right now, is speculation. It's the type of rumor that grows legs because it makes too much sense, because the logic is undeniable, because every Bears fan watching Caleb Williams drop back for the first time knows exactly what we need: protection, dominance, security. And that's why Trey Smith resonates, because he's the perfect fit, The answer to the question we've been screaming for decades. How do you stop wasting quarterbacks? You protect them. You build the wall. You invest in the trenches. Think back. The 2006 Bears reached the Super Bowl on the back of a terrifying defense, but the offense never had the wall to match. The Cutler years were wasted on bad protection. Fields never had a chance to truly grow, and now, with Caleb, the franchise must not repeat history. Trey Smith represents the break in that cycle, the chance to finally do it right. He's young, he's powerful, he's proven, and he's hungry. He's exactly the kind of player you build around for the next 5 years. So I ask you, Bears Nation, is Trey Smith the anchor that transforms this offensive line from patchwork into fortress? Is he the signing that tells Caleb Williams, "We've got your back, now go and become the superstar you were meant to be"? Is he the message to the rest of the NFL that Chicago isn't just coming, Chicago is here? Or is this just another offseason mirage? Another story we cling to because it feels so right, because it feels like destiny, because it gives us the belief that we deserve. Your voice matters here. Your roar isn't just sound, it's power. It's the pressure that forces front offices to move. It's the heartbeat of this team. And trust me, in Chicago, that roar has never been louder, never been hungrier, never been more desperate to echo across the league. Maybe this is just speculation, maybe it's just a dream. But tell me this, doesn't it already feel real? Doesn't it feel inevitable? Because in Chicago, inevitability has always started with belief. And Bears Nation, belief is exactly what turns rumors into banners. So I ask you, Bears Nation, is Trey Smith the anchor that transforms this offensive line from patchwork into fortress? Is he the signature that tells Caleb Williams, "We've got your back. The weight of this city is behind you. Now step forward and become the superstar you were born to be"? Is he the message to the rest of the NFL that Chicago isn't just coming quietly, Chicago is pounding on the door with fists of steel and refusing to be ignored? Because make no mistake, a move like this doesn't just fill a depth chart, it sends shockwaves through the league. It tells every rival from Lambeau to Detroit to Minnesota that the monsters of the Midway aren't a story of the past. They are reborn, alive, breathing through the power of an offensive line built to dominate. Or is this just another offseason mirage, another headline we cling to because it feels so right, because it feels like destiny, because it soothes decades of frustration? We've been here before. We've seen dreams rise in March only to collapse by September. We've cheered draft picks, free agent signings, promises of a new era, only to watch quarterbacks crumble behind paper-thin walls. And that's exactly why Trey Smith matters so much. Because this rumor, this dream, this whisper of inevitability, it isn't like the others. It makes sense. It's logical. It's the kind of move a front office makes when it finally understands that protecting its quarterback isn't just important. It's survival. Your voice matters here more than ever. Your roar isn't just sound, it's a weapon. It's pressure. It's the reminder to Halas Hall that Chicago doesn't settle for mediocrity. Every chant at Soldier Field, every comment online, every ounce of belief turns speculation into momentum, and momentum into action. And trust me, Bears Nation, this front office hears it. They feel it. They know that silence is no longer an option. Because in this city, the roar of the people has always been the heartbeat of the team. It was true when Ditka stalked the sidelines, when Urlacher commanded the middle, when Devin Hester electrified the field. It's true now as Caleb Williams prepares to write his own chapter. So maybe, yes, this is speculation. Maybe it's just a dream whispered into existence, but doesn't it already feel real? Doesn't it feel inevitable? Like the weight of history itself is pushing it forward? Picture Soldier Field under the lights, the wind whipping off Lake Michigan, and Trey Smith in navy and orange lowering his stance. The snap, the drive, the pocket clean, the throw delivered, And in that moment, the line between rumor and reality disappears. Because in Chicago, inevitability has always started with belief. And belief, Bears Nation, is exactly what turns whispers into headlines, headlines into banners, and banners into legends that never die.